Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 435 of the Ping Pong Flix Show as we continue this release the Snyder Cut week, counting down to our biggest day where we need to do the biggest push, which is this Sunday. But before that, one little DC film news. This has come from Thomas Polito, who is calling him, he's a scooper. He says this: I'm hearing the bat suit in Matt Reeves' Batman will be blue and gray, and that we might get a first look next month. Haven't been able to confirm it yet, but comes from a reliable source. Now, this should be pretty great and happy news to comic book fans everywhere, because it seems like you're going to be getting a comic book accurate Batman, at least from this stage in his comic book career. Will he have the long ears, the short ears? You know, they're going to be a lot of that. Is it going to be cloth? Is it going to be leather or whatever? That's also going to be something as well. I guess they're saying it's going to be cloth because that's most likely. Someone even said it's going to be like the Adam West style. Now, aside from it being a comic book accurate look to it, I'm wondering how this would actually work in a real setting. Now, Christopher Nolan got away with a black tactical suit because that makes sense, because it was a really grounded, it was real life. He had to have that almost armored look to him so that nothing could pierce that suit of his, and he could actually stay alive in that suit. Also stealthy, black, meaning he could, just kind of hide in the shadows and things like that. Which, Ben Affleck's Batman also adopted that darker. He had some gray, but it's relatively black and dark gray, so he can hide in the shadows as well. If a Batman with a blue and gray suit, with even maybe even suggesting the yellow emblem, how does that work in real life? Or wouldn't he stand out like a sore thumb? I know I'm making a lot of comic book accurate fans mad right now, but I'm just trying to see, I'm wondering how this would play out as a believable thing in a real life setting. Unless it is going to be an Adam West type movie, then that's going to be kind of concerning. But I think it's not. It's probably going to be a darker blue, a darker gray. It doesn't say here anything about the yellow, so it may just be an actual black. But there is some saying to the thing about the yellow emblem, meaning that that's where criminals will actually aim their guns at and their knives at, because that's the brightest thing on Batman. So this part could be totally armored, that part, and so make sure that they shoot at this instead of anywhere else, because that's the brightest target. I've heard people say that as well. So we'll have to wait and see if any of this is true. Once again, this is from Scoopers. You can call it rumor for now, but there are people saying that it's going to be blue and gray. So whatever. But let's get on to the Snyder Cut news. Now, this is the second day in this release the Snyder Cut week. Today is all about Flash in the Speed Force, and he is trending today. It was crazy. Now, I want to thank each and every one of you, and once again at RT Snyder Cut for maintaining this event, making sure we're tweeting at the right time. And what they want to really emphasize is that do not hashtag release the Snyder Cut until the event actually begins. Also, please use only hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Don't do hashtag anything else, so that the Twitter will pick up hashtag release the Snyder Cut all at once during that 1 hour. So once again, don't do any hashtag release the Snyder Cut until the event begins at the time that it's supposed to begin, and then from then on it's game on. You can go ahead, hashtag release the Snyder Cut, one hashtag, then at AT&T, Warner Media Group, and stuff like that. 1 or 2 is enough. Don't overkill it. Also, please don't just do hashtag release the Snyder Cut without any images or text. It's just going to be kind of funneled as spam rather than actually being meaningful. to the trend. So please make sure you have take in that RT Snyder Cut's guidance so that we can trend properly. But today seemed to be a very good day in terms of release of Snyder Cut. Lots of people got involved with the release of Snyder Cut as well, including our Brett Booth. He also came in and also decided to kind of do a release of Snyder Cut of his own. But a lot of different fans, people on who actually activated Twitter. I see you in my comments in my video. Thank you so much for just activating your Twitter just for this event, just for this week, if possible, and actually, kind of lending your voice to the trends as well. And I really thank you for that. I could not ask for anything more. But everybody in the Release of Snyder Cut fandom thanks you for lending your support. In fact, to the amount of actually getting up to 42,000 tweets. Now, this is what the latest one I got. That it got up to 42,000 tweets. I'm wondering if it got up to more than that. But at this rate, when yesterday we went from 30,000, now at 42,000, man, by this Sunday, it's got to reach 100,000, I think. It's got to get to that. It's a crescendo. It's rising up to that point, which is the biggest day on Sunday, and it's really awesome. And I'm glad that everybody is pitching in, and not just us, right? Not just us. Zack Snyder decided to enter the fray, and he entered in a big, super big way, and he dropped this incredible picture right here. This is the Flash, right? It looks like he's reaching out or seeing something in the background exploding, right? And you're wondering, what is this picture? What's going on here? Well, what it appears to be, and he's talked about this before, that Cyborg was his hands on the mother box during the final act, yells out Barry, right? And then Barry as the Flash runs fast and not in time for it to explode, and actually witnessing this explosion as it happens, as the end of, I'm guessing like the end of the world happens, or something happens here, in which Flash actually enters the Speed Force to maybe time travel, turn back time, so that he could actually help Cyborg, help Victor Stone, his friend here, in order to stop calamity to ensues. And this is an amazing picture. We've seen the storyboard a little bit, and like Zack Snyder says, he shoots what he draws, and so very much so we see it here. We see Ezra Miller as a Flash witnessing that explosion happen, and probably right after this, he goes through the Speed Force to save his friend and save the world. So this is an incredible shot. We actually get to witness this. Thank you so much, Zach, for lending. You're coming into the fray, helping us get your Snyder Cut released. This is so awesome. I can't be more happy for this. This is so, I am like, every time Zack Snyder drops something, and I think you guys feel the same, it's like, what is happening? Whoa! And it's about the Flash. So he's watching us. You know that he knows today's event was going to be about Flash. So he decided, and I don't think Ezra Miller has social media, so it's not like Ezra Miller could throw something out. So Zack threw something out today, and that is fantastic. This just adds more fuel to the fire, and that is the Snyder Cut, and this is just amazing stuff. I'm when this came out, I'm just like totally speechless. I'm like, this is another shot from the movie. This is another shot from the movie. I mean, we're getting bits and pieces of it, but it's like, what is this movie really? There's so many theories about what this Snyder Cut movie is and how it's supposed to be. Even videos that came out from 2016 all the way till now. What is the Snyder Cut that's going to come out? I can't wait for the studios to finally decide, let's release the Snyder Cut so we can witness what Zack really had in mind for this movie. And that's why we're fighting so hard to get this movie out, right? Fighting so hard for Zack and his family to finally get this movie out. And if that wasn't enough, Zack Snyder decided to drop another picture. And this is just a kind of like appreciation for Ezra Miller. He drops this 5 years ago. We shot in Michigan. This is the part where in Batman v Superman, as I was gonna say, Ezra Miller as Barry Allen stops a convenience store robbery, and you only see this in surveillance video during BVS, where Wonder Woman is scrolling through the laptop and actually sees this video of Barry Allen doing this. So they shot that 5 years ago in Michigan, and it's just an appreciation for Ezra Miller as Flash. And at the same time, it just pushes up a little bit to get it trending a little bit more and more today. So I gotta say, the Flash event today was very successful. I had a lot of fun with it. I scheduled all of them through TweetDeck. In fact, there's a video, I posted it on my channel, how to schedule your tweets with TweetDeck, how to schedule your Release the Snyder Cut tweets through TweetDeck, just in case you don't have time. You got to go to work, or there's something scheduled during the hour where we're supposed to trend, but you want to be able to add your voice and lend your hand to the Release the Snyder Cut movement. There's no other better way to do that with scheduling tweets with different programs. Like a free app is called there's a free app called Buffer that you can do that as well. But the one I showed in my video was TweetDeck, because it's on a desktop and it was relatively easy to use. I did use Hootsuite for mine. I was on a plane during this time, so I scheduled my tweets in advance, and then when I got off the plane, I retweeted like crazy if you could. There are some people getting restricted from retweeting. That kind of happens after a while, where Twitter may think you're spamming or you think you're a robot. I did go into Twitter jail for just a little bit the other day, but after I proved that I was not a robot, they got me out, and I was able to retweet and tweet again. So I guess maybe that's why RT Snyder Cut says to change it up a little bit to make it doesn't look like it's just spamming, So I put like paragraphs of different words and things like that on my tweets, just to change it up and just to make it not seem like it's a robot saying things. So you got to kind of trick the Twitter system a little bit, but anything. I'm just thinking of different ways and possibilities to help it trend better, trend faster. But like I said, remember the guidelines that RT Snyder Cut put out. Remember to schedule your tweets so that you can actively tweet and retweet while your scheduled tweets are going in. It's like two of you working together on the same day, and we'll maybe double our count. Who knows? But anything like that could potentially help the Release the Snyder Cut to start trend a lot more than today, and it's been doing fabulously. I mean, for the past few days, having Released the Snyder Cut trend is spectacular and amazing, and I'm pretty sure somebody higher up, an exec or something, is watching and actually carefully scoring us or something, is carefully seeing that, oh yeah, okay, there's this amount of people that wants us to release the Snyder Cut, so we'll be on the lookout for that. But please, I got to emphasize this. If you're not on Twitter right now, if you're on Instagram and Facebook, that helps to getting more people. But from what I've been told from RT Snyder Cut, that Twitter seems to be the place right now to show the right people that you want the Snyder Cut released. So I implore you, I beg you, if you're listening to this right now, you're sitting in a subway, you're sitting in a bus, you're at work, you're in the bathroom, wherever you are right now, and if you haven't started a Twitter account, I implore you, just sign sign up just for this week to help us in release the Snyder Cut. And I thank you all who are able to do that this week. I thank you so much. But I think we need more. We need all the help we can get. We need all the people to come in and release the Snyder Cut, to help us release the Snyder Cut. And it could be your friends, your families, your neighbors, whatever, your kids even, just for this week. If you don't care for Twitter, that's fine. Just for this week, sign up. Do it on the hours that are are scheduled by RT Snyder Cut, and then make sure on Sunday, this Sunday, everyone, possibly for the whole day. I don't know when it starts. I'm thinking at RT Snyder Cut is going to talk about it pretty soon, but this Sunday, you give it all you got. Give everything you got. Tweet and retweet like crazy. Like Tyrone Magnus says, retweet, 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 retweet like crazy, okay? This is it. Like I said, this is our moment. I'm not joking around. This week is the week that will count the most. This Sunday is the day that will count the most. This is the end game. If you want some word, this is the end game. This is like RT Snyder Cut. This is the finish line. This is it. Sunday, make it count, make it matter. We need all your help. Help us. Release the Snyder Cut.